here we go. I've got a new thing to draw today, and hopefully, if you're able, you can draw along. Of course, if you're want to watch the replay later and go step by step, this is sort of like my Bob Ross moment. So what we're going to do today is we're going to draw a version of this painting behind me, but we're going to make it a little bit more whimsical. So one of the things that I like to do most of the time is I like to start out with a pencil drawing. One of the things that like really makes my skin crawl is when my kids draw something, and this is a normal thing for kids. So I don't correct them because they'll figure it out eventually. But they draw their thing like hard. Like every line is so hard, and then they get mad because that line doesn't look right. So my trick, if you can call it a trick, it's basically just like I'm older than 5 years old, but it helps to be reminded is that you can start out with a really light line drawing. So I'm using a real light color here, almost as if I had just a pencil, and I'm going to draw a triangle. Okay, so again, this is designed so that you can follow along and it doesn't have to be that hard. Now, we want to have this triangle be our mountain, and we want this mountain to have a cherry on it. So what we need to do is we need to take our eraser, and I'm just going to erase off the top part, okay? And then I'm just going to draw a line. Now, if you want to just draw this shape at the beginning, you can. I'm really just making it so this is really step by step. Okay, now about a middle of the way in, I'm going to just draw some jagged parts here, right? There's our snow part. Now I'm going to, I realized last week I used a green background so that the white would show up. And I realized it's not like people have green paper laying around. So I started with white, and I'm going to pretend that I have markers. Of course I have, this is an iPad. I have to see if I can find where the marker is.
Is this a program that people can buy?
This is called Procreate. And yes, it's for the iPads. There it is, my marker. And this is my favorite thing in the world is to use this. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get you know what? And now I was going to use gray, but gray is such a normal, boring color. So you always hear about the Purple Mountain Majesties, right? So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to color this part in.
You're not going to like ruin it like last time?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Mean,
I know,
right?
that was kind of mean.
Yeah.
Didn't really think that through.
Before you started the purple, I thought it was like the Flintstones outfit or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a little bit of Charlie Brown's shirt.
Yeah, or yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
So I like how this is actually making it seem like a marker where it's giving me the see-through thing. Okay.
Yeah, Barb asks Procreate. You're right, Barb.
Yes.
Procreate. It's an app?
It's an app on iPad. There's not a desktop version. Okay, so there's my Purple Mountain Majesty. Now, I'm going to go back to my pencil. I should have done this at the beginning, but I wasn't paying attention. And you just draw a little circle. Again, it's a cherry, so it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to draw a little stem in here. Just like that, right? Now, the fun part, get to color in the cherry, get my marker back. Wherever that was.
I see Amy Payne is here, so I'm sure you're using those new markers. Is there anything better than new markers?
Oh, it's the best. It's the best.
Right?
Okay, so of course we got it. Now, okay, here's a little pro tip. For the cherry, now again, I'm using markers. If I was using paint, different media has different properties, so I would do this in a different way if I did paint. But because I have a marker, and you can't do anything over marker, a lighter color over marker very easily, just draw a little. That's actually a little bit bigger than I want, but leave a little mark there. Well, that's way too small. And color in your cherry, but leave that little spot as your highlight. It's like shiny, right?
It's right up there.
And then I'm gonna get my color green. We all know how to do the coloring in, right? It's basically all you're doing. Color in my stem. Okay. Now here is the fun part. Is the sprinkles. No self-respecting mountain is without sprinkles. So sprinkles, just like they're little dashes, right? These are like the funnest things to draw and the best part. And of course you have to have different colors. So I'm going to do orange. Of course, Kim, you'll let me know if anyone has any questions or
Yes.
things that I can
Kim
address.
Stanfield McMillan was reminiscing when we gave out the boxes of 64 crayons to all the Escape Adulthood Summit folks at the end. That was epic, right?
Yeah.
I was just talking about that today in my Wednesday post on the Escape Adulthood League. So
Right.
we'll have to talk about that, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty rad when we did that. It was a little, because there's no better smell than a fresh box of crayons, right?
And then the sharpener in the back of the 64 box. I mean, come on.
Okay, so I got my sprinkles in, and of course that is your artistic licenses. Do whatever colors you want. You could also do like little dots, make them what do they call these jimmies?
Yeah, these are jimmies.
These are jimmies.
Yeah, officially.
Sprinkles, are they the like actual little balls and dots? Like so.
Yeah, that is kind of confusing, but these are called jimmies.
We try to keep it legit on the show.
We're pretty well versed in our sprinkle names.
Now, this is the part that I like is the part where then you can take your black marker and you can do your outline here, and you can clean it up, and you can smooth out those rough edges, and go over your lines here.
Leah says her 3-year-old wants to eat this now.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It is kind of making me.
That's a pretty good compliment, though, right?
Yeah.
So I want to go a little bit heavier.
The picture.
I'm all like trying to be perfection here. But what is the rule? It's not about there are only happy accidents, right? No mistakes.
Yeah.
One of the cool things about Procreate is that you can undo if you mess it up. Okay. So now it's just a little bit cleaner, right?
Yeah, that looks cool.
But now here's my favorite part is you got to give this guy a little face, 2 little dots, and a little smile in between. And then why not?
Jason has a very distinct smile. Have you guys noticed this? The eyes are outside the width of the smile. I think a traditional smile is the eyes are within the smile. Yeah. Yeah. So now, that is something very distinct that you do.
Here's a fun thing you can also do. I said you can't really go over mark with a lighter color, but what you can do sometimes is if you have colored pencils, and you can do a lighter colored pencil over it. And so what I'll do is a little trick here. Let's say I have my pencil. Here we go. And I'll do a little line at the bottom. And a little, just like halfway around. And see how it gives it a little bit of depth? Yeah. It looks like it's sort of like embossed. And so that's a trick of doing that. And putting it at the bottom shows that the light is hitting that bottom ledge. And so it makes that those eyes and the mouth stand out. So there we go. It's a little drawing. I am anxious to see what you guys come up with. I forgot we have some last week.
Yes, it was so cool. And
we have some people that shared a few things. So Tara, this is her Weeds and Wishes. Looks like it was like a ballpoint pen on a little paper, but she nailed it.
Right.
And Kristen Chang did one on a Post-it note. I love that idea of like every week doing a Post-it note, and then you make a gallery out of it. And then Helen, she actually went out and did it in a driveway out on the sidewalk or something.
Which was kind of our original idea.
Did this whole thing on. And hers were way more detailed than mine. Those leaves, those look pretty rad. So
this could work for sidewalk chalk with all the different colors of sprinkles.
Yeah, it would be really fun. So if I were doing sidewalk chalk, the white would be really easy to do. Yeah, you could totally do this in sidewalk chalk and put the little highlight in the cherry and stuff like that. So fun
Thanks
stuff.
Thanks for sending those in, you guys. And please feel free to share yours from this week, because maybe we'll highlight it next week.